Whilst we're delivering inclusion, we talk much about the power of stories. This is all about our own stories and being able to tap into their power. This then is my deeply personal story. At 4 years old, I stood there staring down this corridor of benches. They seemed to go on forever. I remember as sharp as anything that these wooden benches, they had like acorns carved on the tops of them at the ends. And as a 4-year-old, my eye line met these. I remember standing there, a bit bewildered. I was there with my mother, grandmother and my Uncle Tommy. It was quite dark and I recall feeling uneasy. This corridor, which for me seemed to go on forever and be so long, was probably only about 10 rows deep. It was a courtroom, and I was there because my mother was claiming support costs from my dad, who'd abandoned us when I was a baby. So I'm standing there looking down this aisle. Then at the end of this aisle appeared a tall, dark figure of a man. Someone said, "There he is." Instantly, as this man started coming towards me, I knew this was my dad. I don't know where it came from, but I clearly recall this sort of urge to run towards him. And as I did, I heard coming from my mouth the calls of, "Daddy, Daddy." I looked and saw this figure, my dad, turn and quickly walk away. That was the moment. That was the moment that burned into my brain. For me, that was a huge jolt. A moment of exclusion. It hurt. It still does. Then I felt another jolt. It came from the back of my neck. My grandmother had pulled me back. I cried. She cuddled me. But I still felt the pain. And I still feel that pain. It's that feeling that has governed so much of my life. Yes, it hurt. And it jolted me in more ways than one. But now, by tapping into that feeling of being excluded, I can create a vigour and a passion for inclusion. For me, that was a deeply personal moment. In fact, I now know and can label it as a transformative moment. In fact, if you want to go further, it was a crucible moment. We all have them, and by identifying them, we can use these difficult emotions. Sometimes these deeply personal moments can act as motivators and we can use as drivers. Now, we can decide to make them public or keep them to ourselves. But we need to be using them, tapping into them. In working with inclusion, we need authenticity. In fact, in delivering anything you care about, you have to be able to inspire and drive yourself first. As we say in our programs, knowing something is good, willing it is great, doing it is vital. To make inclusion a reality, we have to be doing the activities. We have to bring our authenticity to the fore. We have to merge and summon up our vision, our intent, our abilities, and focus them into actions. So for me, thinking about that moment of exclusion, that moment that I still remember very clearly, I use it to turn adversity into advantage. And it's using exclusion to generate inclusion. My challenge for you is to search out your crucible moments, your transformative moments, and use them to fuel your vision and your intent.
you.